Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back, and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. In this video, I will show you how to make a glitter HTV and rhinestone shirt in Cricut Design Space. Come on y'all, let's get started. For this project, I will be using Make Market Silver Glitter HTV or Heat Transfer Vinyl. I'll be using Rhinestone Flock, Hotfix Rhinestone Tape, SS10 Crystal Rhinestones. I'll be using a t-shirt, a brush, an edge brush to brush my rhinestones in, and a wax pencil to assist me with getting rhinestones into the circles that did not get a rhinestone. I will leave a list of these items in the description of the video. So here in Cricut Design Space, I will be sharing the new updates that are available. To see the new updates, you may have to switch to the beta version. To switch to the beta version, you will need to go to the top of the canvas and select the drop-down menu next to your name. Then you're going to select Settings. Under Settings, you will go to Application Experience, and yours will say Live. You want to switch that to Beta. I am already using the beta version, so I'm just going to select Done. And once Cricut Design Space updates from live to beta, then you can start a new project using the blank canvas. To open a blank canvas, you can either select from these options right here that say vinyl, decal, iron-on t-shirt, gift tags, or blank canvas. You can also open a blank canvas by selecting the new project on the top right. And then when the drop-down menu opens, you're going to select blank canvas. So here on the blank canvas, I am going to start designing my heat transfer vinyl, also known as HTV, and rhinestone template. I am going to first add my text that I want to use for the glitter HTV. To add the text, I am going to select text on the left toolbar. When the text box opens, I am going to type senior, and then I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas so that I can type my next word. For the next word, I am going to select text on the left toolbar, and I'm going to type a 2 and a 6, and then I'm going to click anywhere to close that panel. Now that I have my text, I am going to change the font. So I'm going to select senior, and then on the top of the canvas, I am going to select the font menu, and on the left panel, I am going to select system because I only want to see the fonts that are on my computer. Then in the search bar, I'm going to search for a font named Athletic. So once I see the font, I'm going to select my font, and then I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas to close the panel. I am going to select the 26, and then on the font menu, I am going to select Athletic again, and then I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas to close that panel. Next, I am going to size my text. So I am going to be using a small shirt, and so I want the design to be about 9 inches in width and the height of the total design to be sized proportionately. So to change the size, I am going to select senior, and then on the top toolbar, I am going to leave the lock proportion locked, and then I'm going to change the width to 9. So I'm going to highlight it. And as you can see, it highlights a really light green. So you got to make sure that you highlight all of the numbers that are there, because it goes out to 4 decimal points. So I'm going to change my width to 9, and then I'm going to hit enter. And the height will change proportionately. I want to change the 26, so I'm going to change the height, the size of the 26. And I want this slightly smaller because I am going to be adding rhinestones around it. And so I am going to select the 26. And then again, on the top toolbar, I'm going to leave the lock proportion locked. And then I'm going to change my width to 8.5 and hit enter. Once the text is sized, I am going to position it where I want it. And then I'm just going to zoom out just so that I can see the whole design. And so this is my design, how I want it. Because I am going to be placing rhinestones around the number 26, I want to increase the letter spacing between the 2 and the 6. To increase the letter spacing, I am going to make sure that the 26 is selected, and then I'm going to select the pencil icon that is at the top left of the canvas. So it's right above the 0 on top of the canvas. And so I'm going to select the pencil. When the More Tools panel open, I am going to go down to Font Tools right here. And then where the letter spacing is, right here, I am going to change it to 0.95. 0.95, and then I'm just going to hit enter. Next, I am going to align the text to make sure that it is centered horizontally. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to select all of the text, and then again on the More Tools panel, I am going to go to the layout under position, and I am going to select the drop down menu for align, and then I'm going to select center horizontally. Then I'm going to select the pencil icon again to close the panel. Now that I have my design centered and positioned how I want it, I am going to create a rhinestone template around the outline of the number 26 by adding circles. Because Cricut Design Space does not have a rhinestone feature, this process is very manual. Now, I am only going to be doing the outline of the number 26, but you can create circles to fill in the entire number 26 by placing your circles on top of your number 26 design. So I'm going to add a circle to the canvas by selecting Shapes on the left toolbar. I'm going to select a circle, and then I'm going to select Shapes again to close the panel. I am going to change the color so that you can see the circle better. So to change the color, I am going to make sure that my circle is selected, and then on the top of the canvas at the top toolbar, I am going to select the color swatch that is next to Basic Cut. I'm just going to select yellow, and then I'm going to select anywhere on the canvas to close the panel. I am going to size the circle to 0.13 in width and 0.13 in height. And this will fit the SS10 Hotfix Rhinestone. So I'm going to select the circle. I'm going to move it over here. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see the circle once I size it down. So I'm going to move it over here. So I have my circle selected. And then on the top toolbar, I'm going to leave the lock proportion lock. And then I'm going to change the width to 0.13 and hit enter. And because the proportion was locked, the height changed to 0.13 as well. Now that I have the circle size, I'm going to increase the screen some more. And now that I have it sized, I want to duplicate this circle to multiple times to fill the outline of the number 26. So to duplicate it, there are several ways that you can duplicate it. The first way is that you can duplicate the circle by selecting the circle, and then on the top of the layers panel, you can select duplicate and then position your circle where you want it. You can also duplicate it by selecting your circle, and then on your keyboard, you can select Control C and Control V, and that will also duplicate your circle as well. And then you're just going to position it. The third way that you can duplicate the circles is by selecting a circle and then holding down your Alt key. You can drag a circle. Hold on. Select the circle, hold down your Alt key. Let me increase it some more so that you can see, because I want you to see. So select your circle, hold down your Alt key, and then drag another circle from that circle. You're gonna hold down, select your circle, hold down the Alt key, and then drag another circle from that circle. In my opinion, the third option is the better option to duplicate your circles because it makes the process go faster. That's the process that I am going to use to fill in the outline of the number 26. Now that I have finished adding my rhinestone template, I am going to hide the number 26 by selecting the number 26, which is the black layer. And then on the layers panel, I am going to select the eye icon for the highlighted layer. Then I am going to select the entire rhinestone template. So I'm going to select the entire rhinestone template. And then on the bottom of the layers panel, I'm going to select combine and then weld. Welding makes all of the circles one layer. After welding the circles, I am going to unhide the number 26. And then I'm going to select my entire design. And I just want to make sure that it is still aligned center. So with my entire design selected, I'm going to select the pencil icon on the top left of the canvas. I am going to go to the layout position, and I'm going to select align and then align center horizontally. Then I'm going to select the pencil again to close the panel. Now that I have my design aligned, I'm going to attach my glitter HTV layers. To attach them, I am going to go to the layers panel and I'm going to select the senior layer. I'm going to hold down my shift key and I'm going to select the 26. And then on the bottom of the layers panel, I'm going to select attached. And so with those two items attached, Cricut is going to cut the senior and the 26 in glitter HTV exactly how it is on the screen. Now that the design is complete, I am going to select Make on the top right. Here on this screen is the design on the color coordinated mats. I am going on the first mat is the glitter HTV. This is our first mat. On the second mat is the rhinestone template. So because I am going to be using HTV on the black mat, I am going to toggle on the mirror option. And then for the Hotfix rhinestones, I will be using Hotfix transfer tape. So there's no need for me to mirror this mat. So I am going to select continue at the bottom right. Here on the material screen, I am going to select the type of material the design will be cut with. To cut the glitter HTV, I will use the glitter iron-on setting. I will place the glitter on the mat with the shiny side down. To cut the rhinestone flock, I created my own material settings with a cut pressure of 345, one pass using the fine point blade. I'm going to get everything cut and I will come back to press the design on the shirt. So here I am at the heat press. I've already lint rolled the shirt and I've pre-pressed it to remove the moisture. I place the glitter HTV down about 2.5 inches from the bottom of the collar, and I am going to press the glitter HTV first because the rhinestones are raised and it wouldn't have good contact if I press the rhinestones first. So I'm going to press the HTV first and then I'm going to press the rhinestones. I am going to be pressing the Make Market Silver Glitter HTV at 290 degrees for 30 seconds. Next, I am going to place the rhinestone outline around the glitter HTV, and I am going to place it down so that none of the rhinestones overlap onto the glitter HTV. And so you just want to make sure that your rhinestones are not touching the glitter HTV, because if it touches the glitter HTV, it will not stick to the glitter HTV. So you want to make sure that you get it aligned properly. And once you get it aligned, then you are going to cover it with some Teflon so that you can protect this part of the HTV. You don't want this uncovered part on your heat platen. So I'm going to cover it with the Teflon sheet, and then I am going to press it for 350 degrees for 15 seconds. Okay, guys, so let's see our shirt. Oh, it's so cute. It is cute. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? That is so cute. I love it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. All right, guys, that's all for now. I hope that you're able to follow along with my process. If you like this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.